YouTube Nation, G-String Wonder here. I want to show you my newly repaired talking Viewmaster electronic 3D viewer. I consider this the third generation of the talking Viewmasters. The first generation being this unit here. It was battery operated, used coaxial, visual reel, and plastic record. First generation because it was battery operated. The battery powered a motor to drive the record, and it required external lighting. All right, second generation was similar, used the same coaxial reel and record, same motor functions. However, it was lighted, so you didn't have to have sunlight or a lamp. You could run it without that. So I consider that second generation. I would say 2B would be the one that has the earphone. I'm getting one of those pretty soon. This is the third generation. It used a different technology incompatible with the first two. It used a separate reel and record that were attached to this card. The interesting thing about this is that the reel advance mechanism has nothing to do with the record itself. On some of the sets that you would get, there would be a periodic beep announcing to advance the reel. Or some like this one, the Michael Jackson Thriller disc set, didn't have it. It just played the story and the music, and it was up to the viewer to advance the reel at their leisure. So there is no relationship in the functionality of the unit between the visual reel and the audio record. Okay, I got this at a bargain. Why? Because it didn't work. It also came with the Michael Jackson Thriller disc set, so that was real cool. Well, bottom line problem, there were a couple of problems with it. Had a pinched wire here. Got that out of the way. So if you pull these apart, make sure these wires, which take the audio from the stylus, make sure those are out of the way. This lifts off. There's a spring that maintains pressure on the switch. Don't lose that spring. Okay, you've got two contacts that are very important. Well, actually, several contacts. Your battery contacts, it takes four AA batteries. Sorry, fighting a bronchial thing. Make sure those contacts are clean. This is the battery contact switch. Make sure that those two contacts are clean. If only this is depressed, it will beep. It's telling you, it's giving you that beep because it's saying, I need this contact closed as well. Well, how do you close that contact? By putting your disc on the first stereo set of the reel, in this case A1. When A1 is on top, this hole on the reel is exposed, and this then, this little lever here, which senses, can push forward when that little hole is reached, can then press against this contact. So if you have this contact pressed and this contact pressed, voila, you've got a working motor. Let me get my hands out of the way. Press this contact, press this contact. The record player works. Cool. So you need to make sure that these contacts are clean, these contacts are clean. This is just like a pressure strip right there. There's no electrical contact. You'll notice that you've got this lever This little fulcrum here, a little teeter-totter. There's also supports for another one. That apparently was something that was engineered that was never put to use. It's not necessary to run these things. There's your volume control. There's your variable resistor for speed control. And there's your earphone jack. The problem with this unit was a hardened and stretched and worn out belt. I tried using a rubber band. I actually got this to work by just lightly rubbing it on sandpaper, but it worked very sluggishly. It wasn't good at all. So I measured the circumference and was able to find this belt. It's a VCR belt. It's a 9.5 inches circumference, and the square faces, the walls are 0.048 in 0.048 thick. So I replaced the belt. It immediately started working. Now, these are very temperamental. Temperamental how? Well, they're just temperamental. So to put this back together, got to make sure that those wires are not going to be pinched. Have to put that spring back. Okay. Get the reel holder in position between the arms here and put your cover back on. I think I've got everything in place. I'm going to put that on and I'm going to screw it together and show you how it works. Be right back. Alrighty then, I've got it put back together. Now let's see if we can make it work. You have to press the lever and press the button there, insert the disc and release it. If it's working right, I'm on A1, it should start to play the record. Nothing happens. Okay, now it's beeping. It thinks that it's not on A1, but it is. So I just wiggle, and now it works. All right, so it's working. I did notice a problem with the reel set, the cards. Here's the B set. See if we can make it work. That was less temperamental.
Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize your neighborhood.
Yeah. You can see just moving it around causes it to get a little itchy, but it works well. I've run these discs fine. This cartridge here is sluggish, and it's because, for whatever reason, age, or I don't see any physical damage, but this record is rather tight in its pocket. So let's see if we can make it work. I have made it work, but it goes slowly. Yeah, it's trying to find the disc, and it's having trouble. But the problem is with this card, not with the player itself, because we'll put the A side in again, wiggle it around, make it find its happy place. Works fine. So anyway, there you are. This is how I repaired my talking Viewmaster. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice day.